Hello everyone and welcome to another part of the Unity scripting tutorial. In this video we will be talking about picking, and picking just pretty much means that you have a raycast, like a line starting from where the camera is and it's projecting outwards depending on the camera's projection. So let's say if you have a perspective projection and your mouse, because the near clip lane pretty much mirrors your screen. So let's say your mouse position is in the top right. It will be in the top right in the near clip lane, and it will also be in the top right on the far clip lane. So if you can just picture a line from the top right of the far clip lane going all the way down to the near clip lane, and that's where your raycast is projected for picking. So it's not always a straight line. It's only a straight line if your camera is orthographic, because it's just a box then, and everything is pretty much just a straight line. So let's go back to the perspective camera. Now that we explained what the line looks like for picking, we can go ahead and start with the example. What I have set up here is 4 cubes, and what I want to do is when I left click on any of these cubes, it would turn red, and if I right click on any of the cubes, it would turn blue. So let's create our picking script and call that picking. Also, let's create an empty game object to attach that script to. So let's call that pick and attach the script to it. Open up our script, and doing picking in Unity is very simple. All you need to do is have your objects containing a collider, and once you have that, what you need to do is you do arraycast hit array, and let's call it hits for example, and this is going to be equal to the physics dot raycast all, and the raycast all will take the camera dot main, because we will be using the main camera. Of course, you don't have to use the main camera. You can just make a public camera in here and use its the one that we're going to be using is screen point array. So any camera's screen point array would work. We'll just be using the main camera because this is the only camera we have in this scene. And the point that the screen point array is going to be using is going to be the input dot mouse position. So what this will do is it's going to get the mouse position, give it to the screen point array. This will give us a raycast from that position outwards depending on the camera's projection, and the raycast will be passed into the raycast all, and all the hits for that raycast will be assigned into our array. So now that we have our hits, we can loop through that array and we can do something about it. So for int I equals 0, I is less than hits dot length, and I plus plus, we will do hits at I dot collider dot game object dot get component, and we will get our render, because this is what we need to change the material color. So we'll do render dot material dot color is going to be equal to the color dot red. But of course we only want the objects to turn red if we left mouse click. So we'll just add an if statement. If the input dot mouse button down, which is 0, that's our left mouse click, do this. And this is pretty much it. This should do the picking for us, and all the objects that are hit by our raycast, their material color should turn red. So let's go back to Unity and test that out. Let's run that, and so we're on top of the cube now, and we left mouse click, and as you can see, they are each turning red. So to make them turn blue, exact same idea. We just copy and paste, and then instead of 0, we would give it 1, which is the right mouse click, and just say turn blue instead. And then we go back to Unity, run it, and as you can see, if I left mouse click, they turn red. Right mouse click, they turn blue. Also, just so that we don't have to repeat ourselves, we can just make a quick function here. And then change picked color, we'll give it a color so that we know what to change to, and say that we'll do what we're doing in here, get our heads, but instead of changing to this, we'll just say change to the color that we want. And in here, we'll just use our function that we just made. So change picked color, color.red, and change picked color to color.blue. I didn't want to do this earlier just so that it wouldn't overcomplicate things. Of course, you can do it the way that we did in the beginning. It will have a lot of stuff in the update function, a lot of repeated stuff, but it's really up to you. Now if we go back to Unity and run it again, the same thing should happen. So you left click, they will turn red, you right click, they will turn blue. And that's pretty much it. That covers picking in Unity. It's pretty straightforward the way it works. It's pretty simple. And I hope that I explained it well enough for you. If you have any feedback or comments, please leave it in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.